Brynnevelyn layout was built by Angus Watkins in the late 90s. It's a model of the Welsh Highland Railway as it ran in the 1920s and 1930s. The station itself didn't exist, but the Brynnevelyn Bridge over the Glaslyn River is still there. It was taken down in the 1990s because it was unsafe, but has been rebuilt recently as part of the restoration of the Welsh Highland Railway. So the layout assumes that a small station was built in between the Glaslyn Bridge and the road bridge, which is what the model represents, and then the line curves away into the Aberglaslyn tunnels further down. There's a common thread of interest between Angus and myself in the line, and he originally built it and operated it for a number of years, and then recently has moved on to other projects on the Festiniog Railway. We're going to run it on joint stock for the foreseeable future, and then in the oncoming years I shall take it on and run it with my own stock, and hopefully in a slightly enhanced form.
It's based on a small corner of a fictitious steelworks based in the South Bristol area in the 1970s. We took the name from an actual place in Bristol where Abraham Darby went to experiment with mould casting in the 1700s. Always had an interest in the industrial side of things, and when I went on a visit to the Appleby-Frodingham works at Scunthorpe, that then became the key, the inspiration really, to build a steelworks. The layout took about 2 years to build, and most of the time spent on the fine detailing work that most people you can see on the layout. The track on the layout is all Peco track, Code 100. We find this stands up to exhibition use very well. The weathering on the layout was done in 3 phases. First of all, a base colour painted onto the buildings, mostly with brush. Then, when fully dry, a lot of airbrushing was used, topped off with weathering powders on top of that. And the key to this sequence is to leave plenty of time between each stage of the weathering, so that you don't disturb the layer you put down. Well, a fair bit of of our mould lane is purely kit built. It's been taken from kits from all different manufacturers and chopped up to suit the location. The rolling stock, all the rolling stock has been modified in one way or another, whether it's proprietary or kits. There's only a few have been scratch built. The slag ladles that run the full set that run out, and then the empties that return to the cast house. The torpedo wagons, which were Lima ready-to-run product of many years ago, glow from inside, and they're just lit by grain of wheat bulbs, which pick up from the track. Now, ironically, when they're travelling along, you get an intermittent contact which makes them flicker, which actually adds to the realism.
In early 2005, Sheila, my partner, and I were looking for a project to get her started into railway modelling when we heard about a narrow gauge competition run at Chelmsford Model Railway Club. It gave us 9 months, and there was a size limitation, which is why Newton Halt is so small. The limitation was 30 inches by 20 inches, and that's the basis of the present exhibition layout. It's modelled to 009, it's completely freelance. We tend to use Roco locos a lot, and most of the stock is Parkside Dundas. But we've had a tremendous amount of fun building it and exhibiting it. And one thing I've noticed is that because we've kept the layout small, we can concentrate on detail rather than running potential, and I believe we've built a scene with a railway in it rather than a railway scene, which attracts a lot of attention, particularly in the way it was designed. Sheila has become very keen on the detail side of modelling. I do what most people consider to be the ordinary railway modelling tasks, and she comes along and adds super detail. If you look at the layout, you can spend long time searching out odd little details and come back later in the exhibition and find stuff you never found before. And we very much enjoy the compliments we receive as a result of exhibiting it.
Model Railways has all the interest it ever had and more. The exhibitors within the Model Rail show were particularly pleased at the number of young people in particular they had coming to look and ask a lot of very pertinent questions about the layout. They were delighted at that.
But there's been a lovely attendance here, and it's nice that families have been coming, you know, with young children in particular. That's what we need to encourage.
The layout's very good in the exhibition, and the site itself is extremely good. It's about 20 years or so since I've been here, and there's been a lot of development since, and the railway and the gardens are excellent. So we'd certainly do it again if we're asked. Well, the venue is terrific. It's an obvious place for people with railway interest to attend. It's been well worth coming down all the way down here.
We've enjoyed possibly our best ever bank holiday weekend. The visitor numbers were remarkable. Everybody, I think, had a very good time.